poached salmon. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I'm going to show you how to make it all in one pan. Just about 10 minutes. This is actually incredibly simple, and it's all done in one dish. Now I've got a little bit of olive oil, which I'm just going to spray on the pan here in a moment. I've got some stock. You can use any kind of stock you have on hand. It really doesn't matter. I'm using this Kitchen Basics seafood stock because I like the flavor it helps to bring out of the salmon. A little bit of heavy cream. Again, it's heavy cream. White wine. Now, I highly recommend a drier white wine for this. I'm going to use a Sauvignon Blanc, and then I'm going to drink it with the fish as well. You need some salt and pepper and garlic. This is the easy way. You also need a little bit of an herb to put in this, and you can use whatever you like, but I'm going to use some herb de Provence, and we need about 3 stalks of green onion, chopped up rather fine. And then I need the white of 1 leek. That's what a leek looks like. I've cut it off at about like that, and just chop this up really fine. So it looks like that. Last 2 ingredients. Our piece of salmon, skin off, and I took a couple of small garden tomatoes and sliced them out. That's it. Now, how we do this, we're going to start by putting some oil in the pan and adding on medium-high our leeks and our green onions. We're going to let those start to cook a little bit. You could do this with butter if you prefer, and that's fine, but it really doesn't matter because the stock and the wine are going to produce our sauce. I'm going to let those leeks and onions work down just a little bit, and I'm going to add just a pinch of salt, pepper, and garlic. It's going to be our base seasoning, and a little bit of the herb de Provence. I'm going to go ahead and just top that with a little more oil so they don't roast. We want to cook these so they're not completely limp, but they're starting to let their oils come out. So it takes a couple of minutes, nothing bad. Once those have cooked down just a little bit, go ahead and add some white wine. You don't need a lot, just a few ounces, enough to cover the bottom of the pan. Let that come back up to temperature. It'll take a couple of minutes. When it does, we're going to set the fish in here and add our stock and let that all start to reduce and add our cream. And you can smell the alcohol cook off. It only takes a minute. And as it does, then just go ahead and set your fish in here. Now, this is the skin side. You see the browning? I'm going to put that down. And then I'm going to go ahead and drop in these tomatoes. They're just going to give it some color. We'll go ahead and put some fish stock in here. If you want to use chicken stock, that's fine too. Pretty much about the same amount used as wine. We're going to turn this heat up and bring this to a good boil. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of cream. Again, it doesn't take a lot. Like that. Actually, we'll do a little more because we don't want this to make a cream sauce, and it's going to have to reduce. All right, so we're going to bring this up to a good boil. Once it reaches a good boil, we'll go ahead and cover it. Cook it for about 3 to 5 minutes. We'll turn the fish over, and then we will bring the heat down a little bit, uncover it, and let that sauce build. Okay, it's been about 2 minutes, and you can see this has come to a pretty good boil. I want to go ahead and just make sure there's nothing stuck to the bottom, move my fish over, and turn it over. Move all the stuff off of it back into the sauce. Okay, we're going to cover this, let it cook for about 3 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. Then we'll take it off, keeping this boil going, and let that sauce start to reduce. Okay, so it's been about just right at about 2 minutes. And you can see there's a lot of steam coming out of here. That's a good thing. What I'm going to do, move the camera just a hair so you can see what happens here, is we're going to go ahead and open this up. And you can see the sauce is already starting to form. Right? Now, as we take the top off, we're just going to let this reduce down to the thickness that I want it to be. And then it's ready to serve. I've got some fresh basmati rice sitting on a plate. I'm going to take the salmon out, flip it over, lay it on the rice, and then just let this beautiful cream sauce just flow over it. All right, so the key to this final part is don't get in a hurry. You want to let this continue to cook down till you get to a consistency that you like. I'm almost there, but you see it's still reducing. And I don't want to rush it, because if I rush it, I'm just going to have a big pile of mess. You also don't want to cook it so long that it breaks. There's a happy medium, and we're almost there. You can see yep, we're there. So we're going to shut the heat off, get our plate ready, and plate. Plating for this is really easy. Just take the piece of fish and roll it over, and then just let this stuff run right over the top across the rice. And that's it. One pan, beautifully poached salmon. It's going to be delicious.